Guys, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss Uju and you're welcome back to my space. So today I'm going to be talking to you about something and we're going to learn from it. Yep. So like as a mom, okay, so when motherhood gets overwhelming, so like I planned a date with a friend. So it was a surprise. You know how you're like watching your fellow mom with her kids and you can tell that she's struggling. So I planned a date and I'll just we keep the kids with someone and then just go and have time so that you don't get depressed parenting and doing everything motherhood, okay? So we get to the venue and I'm gisting, I'm excited that we have some time out and then she's talking to me and then she's saying stuff like my husband this, my husband that. And in my head, I'm wondering, we're here to like have some time with ourselves, like just gist, how you lost yourself, things you're willing to do to get your spark back, how many years you're willing to space the children because of how much, like motherhood takes away from you. And when I'm done chatting, I'm just listening to her. My husband this, my husband that, my husband this. And I just stopped talking. I start listening to her because every mom who is healing needs to be heard, and you just like need to allow them be themselves and express themselves the way they need to. And to be candid, I was not as happy because I felt like it should be about us. But then I let her and I listened to her and we had a good time, in the end and everything. But then, like every time I have like for every end of the day, like when I'm on my bed about to sleep, I always kind of reflect on everything I've done for the day, things I didn't do rightly and places I need to adjust. And then when I wake up the next day, I kind of try to do better from what I did, a day before. And I started thinking of her and wondering why she wasn't talking about herself at all, and all the conversation was about her husband. And then I also remember that it's not good to judge anybody because you never can tell how close she is with her husband and why she's in that space where she couldn't talk about herself at all and her dreams, and all the conversations were about her husband. Some partners are that close and some partners can do without each other, so you cannot blame any partner, like you can't blame anyone for having a relationship the way, like having a specific relationship the way it is, because everyone has different relationship and different things work for different people. So for me, there is my partner, there is my children, and then there is me. So I kind of have to separate it, and that is how I function better. While for some people, they have to work together and that is how it works for them. So I think she's in the category where she can't help but talk about her husband and children all the time. So like I'm happy we still ended up having a good time, but this is me just trying to say that every mom out there, all right, don't judge or don't backlash yourself because you're comparing yourself to a specific mother because you think she's doing better, or you're judging her for being in a certain way. We heal differently and we process information and differently, and we have different relationships. So I almost regretted my date with her, but then on the other hand, you cannot judge people like that because seriously, only God knows what she's going through and why she's that way. And probably there's nothing wrong. That is just how she functions. So like for me, because I like to meet women who are married, whether married or single, but then have conversations. I want to know what your dreams are, what you want to do, and how you want to do it, and your timelines and stuff. You know how you're just talking, and then as you're saying it, it gets you excited because it means that you haven't lost yourself. That little girl with the fire is still in there somewhere. Just that her body went through a process that has kind of changed her and caused some things and trauma here and there. So that's the end of the story. So don't judge any mother. You never can tell why they are the way they are. So I'm glad I had fun in the end, and I'm glad I had to kind of shift my mindset from a place of being a bit, uncomfortable about how she was relating with me at the date, but I was glad that I kind of had to understand why she might have done that, and it's fine. So I'd like to see you in my next video. Have a lovely day. Bye.